In this lesson, we're going to explore how to actually emit fluids from an object. So now that we've had a chance to go through all of the key attributes, let's talk about some of the other features that are available. Let's create a 2D container first. Now, you have to have a container to have fluids, so that's already the first step that you need. Now the next thing we're going to do is actually create an object. So I'm just going to create a very simple NURBS torus. Okay, and I'll just hit 3 just to preview this, and I'll just add this over here in the middle. Okay, so the way this works is I want this object to animate through this plane and then have some particles that come out as the fluid effects. Okay, the way I need to get this to do this is let's first intersect it. Let's just make sure it'll work. Okay, it's intersected. And I'm going to have the object selected, shift select the container, and then you go to Fluid Effects, down to Add Edit Contents, Emit from Object. Now, when you do that, what's going to happen is a fluid emitter is going to be created, okay, which is going to have the basic emitter attributes, which we'll go over in the emitter lesson. So that's all the same. But what's going to be unique is this geoconnector. So you're going to see this show up all the time here. So the geoconnector has a tessellation factor, which says how much should we tessellate this object, as well as is there any resilience or friction that we want to add to this object. So now let's rewind and play, and you can see that this object is emitting fluid effects. So if I was to move this through like this, I get a completely different look. Well, if that's the case, then we can actually grab our object and set some keyframes. So if I'll hit Shift W to set a translate keyframe, and I'll move through 200 frames, and I'll hit Shift W like this. All right, and let's play this back. So just like that, we can generate some really, really neat effects right out of the system. And again, the fluid shape node has all of the same stuff that we've been working with. So again, if I take my density scale and increase this to 1 and go down to my velocity, actually let's go to dynamic simulation and I'll increase my viscosity. Let's see what we get here. Very cool. Let's increase some friction as well as some dampening. So you can see just with a little bit of work, we can create a really cool looking effect without a lot of work. So anytime you want to have an object emit particles for a fluid effect, that's how you can do that.